Oh, it's actually on camera too. I'm switching camera next. Start broadcasting. So this is why I hate new technology.
Are we?
New technology is stupid. This is
why
new technology is awful.
If you do it like 5 minutes after broadcast is due, and then it's like, let's try Google Hangouts.
Well, no,
let's try Ustream.
Last time during the
if this was like that movie where they can move screens, I would.
All right, so welcome back to the real show. Technology's awful.
Here.
I admit. One of these days, everything's gonna work.
Yeah, you guys. If you guys missed the behind the scenes stuff because we weren't recording, we were trying to set up.
No pop out the chat. I'm done.
Yes.
I'm done trying to make things better for everyone.
As Atomic Bitch Slap says, ads. And the reason we were trying to go to Google Plus is we're trying to avoid the ads because the ads are so.
Do you have the chat over there too?
I do.
That's really kind of cool. No, we can both look at it. So I can have my version of the chat where I make up things.
Yeah, because the...
Oh, gosh. Hello, witness.
We hate ads.
Alright, so if you guys have been following the past... also, I apologize about audio. I don't have the microphone today. If you guys were... This is a great first step. This is like rejoining us. If you haven't been watching for a while, it's like coming back to the very beginning. It's like season 2 starts just like 1 did. Awful.
Yeah. You got...
What? Leaf?
Mints.
Where?
Up top. We made mojitos today.
And they're full of leaves.
My friend Adriana gave us mint leaves. And instead of making wholesome tea, we made after our drinks. So
so the recap, if you watched the previous episode, we're talking about moving over to Google Groupie Group Plus, watch them a dub-a-doo.
And it says it's like I never left. Come on, we're trying.
It's basically Google Plus would allow us to what does it allow us to do that's better? It wouldn't have ads.
I think
it has certain interactive things that we can actually draw with each other. So we can draw with you guys and have a group draw.
So when we figure this out, we'll let you know. I think we can also have guests, so we can cut to someone else.
Yeah, we cut to someone else over the web. Like normally to do that, we'd have to have Skype connected through a thing connected to Ustream, and then there'd probably be ads all throughout, and I guess would be ruined.
Yeah, and people are asking about the headband. I got this at Con Bravo, and it is a Portal cube. From Portal. Companion cube?
No!
No?
It is.
But it's someone was doing, you know those things, I don't know, arts and crafts where you put the little beads on the thing and then you put the iron on it and smelt it in? They made little headbands. So now I actually have festive headwear.
Hey.
Your hat's back.
Yeah, I just found it.
It was in the theater, right?
Yes. Oh, did I tell that story yet?
No, you said you lost it at the theater.
That's a whole long story. But in any case, so as we're trying to say, a bunch of you have been like, oh god, ads. And Google Plus wouldn't have those, and also the show would stream live on YouTube and record to YouTube, and thus we wouldn't have to send these files over to YouTube afterwards, because they'd all be there at shenanigans.live or Shenanigans Live YouTube, whatever that is. So we were trying to do that at the very last minute, because we went out for dinner before this, and so things fell apart.
Sushi made everything fall
As
apart.
they do. So hopefully, if we ever decide to actually, go that route, we'll know what we're doing by then, and everything will be just fine and dandy and candy.
I'm gonna just tweet that we're up. I'm gonna tweet that we're live.
Oh yeah, and go to the Facebook and say we lied. It's not at YouTube.
We lied? I didn't even say it was gonna be YouTube.
I did.
You did. Okay.
Cintiq, yes.
Oh wait, I'm on cherries.
Yeah. But yeah, so we'll just carry on like nothing happened. Those of you just joining us will not notice
nothing
a difference.
Happened.
Welcome to Shenanigans Live.
I'm Katie.
I'm here. And this week's episode is called Everything's Working Smoothly.
This week's episode is called No Hiccups.
No hiccups, indeed. I do want to try to figure it out, though, because as I told everyone last week in my at-home tutorial episode, I don't care to move over to Google Plus for myself. I already have enough social networks. I don't need another one. But I would be curious to have a more interactive live show where I just don't know how the chat feature works or if there is one. So that's what we got to figure out. But how do you figure it out without testing it live? Because you don't have people to... See, this is the problems. And Google uses all these weird terminologies like hangout and business and stuff. I'm just like, I don't forget. But now if you go over to our YouTube page, it's probably a saved video of us ruining everything. Things falling apart at the last minute. Ugh. But you should subscribe now anyway, so go over to YouTube/user/ShenanigансLive.
Yeah, ultimately we would want to move there.
And you do want to go there anyway, because there's going to be a bunch of videos there too. Anytime we go to conventions and film stuff, it's going to show up there from now on. I'm not going to post it over at the TPDC YouTube channel, previously known as Jaggy's channel. I renamed stuff lately. But yeah, definitely add that. Also add the Facebook, of course. Facebook/Shanahanigans, I assume. Maybe. Good. Go there, because that's where you find the latest updates. And while we're on the subject of updates and stuff, there is new developments going on regarding websites and things. So soon there's going to be, I hate saying soon, because that means in 2 years.
I know, soon is like...
But this time it's for real. You know, we had this website saying coming soon for like 2 years now. But it's really soon now. We got a guy on board who's going to be helping us out making a website actually happen. Because the problem is, I'm not a web maker person. She's not a web maker person.
Nope.
We all have great ideas, and no one knows how to implement it. But this guy's going to do it all for us. There's going to be a central hub coming soon that will basically have everything you need to know to see the shows and everything. Because otherwise, we are spread so thin. You know, on this day a video is over on YouTube. That day a picture's over on DeviantArt. This day a thing's over here. That day radio plays over. And it's just like there's no one centralized place, and we're sort of doing the Facebook for that. But some people just hate Facebook and they don't want to touch it. So it's like, all right, fine. We'll have centralized the blog and links to everything that's important. So if there's new books coming out, if there's new events coming up, find all about it there. It will basically be like a hub for all the good stuff. So Silly Kingdom will be linked through there. This show will be linked through there and any updates. It's all happening. Are you typing things? Because it's not showing up on this screen.
No, I'm not.
Oh, I thought you were chatting.
I'm not on the chat. I'm writing
Weird.
for Facebook and stuff.
This is weird. I'm like surrounded by like 3 monitors.
I know, it's so hot in here.
This is pretty like tech savvy. No.
It's just like, did you get tech savvy? In
I did actually. I got my tech savvy, so now I can finally watch Netflix. I lost it when that happened because like
Really?
no, like my mind.
Oh, I thought you were like, Urgh!
No, I wasn't angry. I was like, I opened up Netflix for like the first time ever on my own TV. And when I was like seeing all the options, I was making these weird noises and stuff because I was just like, like because I was flipping, seeing all the options, and I'm like, I could watch like friggin' Futurama or Team America or some documentaries, and it was just like every new thing showed up. I was like, you know, it was just like it was so crazy this Netflix business. You know, so far I haven't really used it too much, though, to be fair. But what did I watch? I watched the Louis C.K. stand-up, but I think I already saw it, actually. And I watched the documentary it was basically Kevin Smith interviewing Stan Lee.
Oh,
it was called, like, Heroes and Capes and stuff like that. It was all shot in a comic shop and stuff. But there's so much more. Like, Avatar's on there. Like, all of Avatar on Canadian Netflix, no less. That's incredible. And I think some South Park.
For any storyboard artists out there, they're looking for storyboard artists for Korra next season, so keep your portfolios out there.
Get that out there. Also, you posted recently,
Yes.
TCAF applications have opened too.
Yeah, TCAF is open today.
Yes.
So, unfortunately, application doesn't necessarily guarantee you'll get a spot just because so many people apply, but they do want to be fair, so the people running TCAF do want to make sure people who've never exhibited before will get a chance.
Yeah, we're not going to be doing this here, are we? It's like, you outdone, you're welcome.
If you have a new thing you're promoting, so if we can have a couple new Silly Kingdoms coming out, that would be good. And if you're comic focused versus, I guess, print art focused, because it is an indie book.
Did you write on the Facebook that the Google Plus failed miserably?
I did.
You did or didn't?
I did.
Okay.
I said,
So to answer your question, TV Dinner, yes. The Google Plus Hangout has been canceled because this new technology is awful. It's all like, hey, here's your chat. Bleep! It doesn't exist. Reinstall this. Hate your friends.
What did you write? Like, as you all know, tonight's live show will be...
Yeah.
It's going to be on Google Plus. If you want to participate, Flexblock provides a guide. So people read this guide.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Still sign up.
Alejandro says, so no more Ustream. From now on, it's all G Plus and YouTube, right? And I said, lies!
Yeah.
Like,
alright, so still go to the Facebook. Once again, if you're just joining us, go to the Facebook/Shanahanigans or whatever the hell it is.
It is
Do follow the instructions that Flexblock has. I posted his instructions. It leads to his Tumblr, but it works just nicely.
Yeah.
And it tells you how to sign up for Google Plus. And if you don't want to use Google Plus for a new social network, don't bother. Like, just sign up and just add the Shanahanigans Live page, I guess it is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any other use for it. You know, if you're happy with your Facebook, be happy. But just do it for this because the cool thing about the Google Plus is it's free, no ads interrupting. We can have other people's cameras show up on our video stream. I don't know if it will work on this computer. This computer is awful. But you can also have live drawing. There's applications in it. We can also source YouTube and bring on videos that we're talking about at the time. If I'm like, did you see this trailer? Check it out.
Well, like
and it'll be there.
Before I was on Google Plus, I would see people on Twitter like, let's Google Hangout, and then they'd have these parties, and I feel like the person who wasn't invited to the party but wants to ask to go to the party. But
can I come?
Yeah, I'm like, can I come to Google Plus?
Can I girl party?
But I didn't have it, so soon we'll have it, and then we can all draw together. And we can all throw
and
videos
unlike us, started before the show because you have to install a lot of crap for it to work. But we can also do things like we could bring on you guys if you have a webcam and have like special guest home reading.
Yeah.
Or something.
Or we can watch In This Vegas More Cookies.
Yeah, we can watch. We can have like we can have that what she said right there. I can't think of other things. There's so many possibilities. But yeah, definitely. So we're gonna look into that in the future. Join that. It's gonna be fun. There's probably other games we can download too. We can play chess with you, and if we have nothing else to talk about, we're just like.
I like that.
Your move, TV dinner.
Cool.
They're watching us, it's like,
nice.
And they're like, "Why did you do that?" But it could be like a Pokemon tournament where like we take each of you down one by one and work our way to the top, and then it'd be great. You can participate in the show. It'd be fun. But anyway, that's to come. That was gonna be tonight, but we never put any time into figuring out beforehand.
But we came home and had sushi and made mojitos.
Yes, we had mojitos
We're
instead.
Responsible people.
I'd take mojitos over Google any day, because have enough mojitos and you can search for anything.
Alright.
Any hoozle.
I like the name Atomic Bitch Slap. There's just something so
Oh yeah, no, Atomic Bitch Slap, that name has popped up quite a bit on my YouTube channel, so it's great that you come to this episode and see how disorganized we are. And also disequipped, because usually we have the nice microphone, but the last few episodes have all been at 9 o'clock at my house. So
I need to talk louder, because I'm pretty quiet.
Yeah, I'm in the forefront. I can back up a bit.
You got your giant voice right in the...
Yeah. We should honestly switch places.
Oh, I like Shanahannigan's Chess Live.
Shanahangan, yeah.
Like,
and if that would, well, the best part too is because if it's on YouTube, anyone can see it, so we can get all these new fans who join watching us going click, click. Atomic Bitch Slap's getting ads. See, this is what Google Plus would prevent.
Yeah, but because we record these, they will show up on YouTube without ads, so you can see what you missed in the 1 minute.
Yeah, there you go.
That it has this play.
Yeah, so be sure once again. I don't want to make this whole opening a big promotion or anything, but if you have the,
if we do, we will disappoint.
Yes, if you have the.
Oh, you know what? Master Health says use ad blocks and you won't get.
Yeah, that means everyone has to install things though, and then it gets even more complicated, and then we can't draw with each other.
Also says ad blocks help.
Okay, so every other episode is going to be on Ustream.
PP Corpus has like a super stealthy video thing that surpasses ad block.
But I do want to do the drawing thing. That sounds kind of fun.
Yeah,
because we can have a quick draw off, and you'll see everyone's pens in real time going around. I don't know how many people can draw at the same time, but
And we can all make a comic. We can make a comic jam.
Figures too. This is the most people we've had on the show in a while, and then this is the night everything's going wrong. It's like you guys can feel when our shows are going great, they're typical. But when things go bad, they're we better watch this ship sink. I don't want to miss that. Yeah, but then I would be able to draw stuff too, as pointed out. This is actually kind of nice. Because he has a computer too, and I have a computer, and we're both kind of tell us the phrase that pays on Talk 2795, and then Katie puts on the tune. That's what she says. Katie's gonna do some mad scratching on the scratch pad right here.
Mad scratch.
Live on tonight.
Okay, now to catch up on some long overdue commissions.
I use Fanboy's block list. Works here and YouTube. That's Murphy's Law.
Fantastic.
A lot of good stuff going on. So welcome once again. Shanahangan's Live, not on Google Plus.
No.
This episode is not brought to you by Google in any way, unless you found our website through Google and that's how you got here. So technically, you were brought to by, but not brought to you.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. We also have camera 2. I have no idea if it's set up.
Oh.
Get it? Brought says master.
That's the lighting over here.
I'm just gonna switch to camera 2 to see what's up. Boop.
What's that?
This camera's probably gonna freeze, so bear with us.
Yeah, we'll I'm gonna be doing some commission sketches shortly. Okay.
Cool.
I hope you do that music while I'm
every time. Brought to you by Mojitos, yes! In this, thank you. No ads as a Atomic Bitch Slap, which is weird, because I thought you just got an ad.
Yeah.
I am so confused. Anyway, so how was your week?
Oh, me?
Or how about we start with weekend then? How was your weekend?
My weekend was busy.
Mm-hmm.
We went to. I gotta turn off the. Jerry's computer likes to shut down.
Hey.
It was Con Bravo this weekend. Yay!
I'm like, don't point at me. It was Con Bravo this weekend in Burlington, Ontario.
Yes.
I wasn't really aware, but it's actually the third year. I thought it was the second year, but they actually were originally in Oakville, I think, for 1 year.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't know about it then. So Con Bravos happened.
Yes, Con Bravo
Continue.
was in Burlington.
Mm-hmm.
Burlington. It was at the Hilton Hotel in Burlington. It's a comic, anime, gaming, D&D.
That was a Holiday Inn.
Holiday Inn? Okay. What did I say? Anyway.
Hilton.
Just a whole fun comic con that's building up bigger and bigger every year. And it's run by friends of ours, and it's a ton of fun. I got to be a guest of honor, which is the first time that's happened, so that was very nice. And I also got to design the badges, so if you were a Con Bravo, you were wearing my little badge around all day.
Pretty good quality badges.
My dad was like, why did you draw the Japanese flag of war behind the character?
You didn't, did you?
No, I didn't, but it's because it's a red sunrise.
Yeah. That wasn't your design.
No, it was, but I wasn't making that. I was doing graphic shapes because the goal was to make it kind of like the Obama Hope campaign, where it's just very graphic colors.
Oh.
So I was just putting lines in, and then I just circled something out. Did you? You didn't think that, did you?
No, because I don't know history, so.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a graphic shape.
I didn't think nothing.
On Sunday, my dad's like, "Why'd you draw that?" I'm like, "I didn't." I don't know what you're talking
Could have told me a few days ago.
about. So hopefully you don't see that either.
Okay, good. I don't know things, so don't worry.
Tim Lay said they looked really cool. Thank you very much. It was really fun to work on. Cooper Design said, I listened to the Guys with Pencils episode 4. I thought it went pretty well. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. I unfortunately missed that because I missed my train. Because
that was it. We were getting this great text from Heather.
Wait, Heather sent you text? Because Matt and I...
She was getting like, where are you? And then you were like, working on thing. Getting the train. Never mind.
Well, because I was working on the voice acting workshop up to the last minute, of course.
Always.
And we left in what should have been just enough time, like normal.
Mm-hmm.
But when we got to the streetcar stop...
on time.
Oh, yeah, but when we got to the streetcar stop, it didn't... Because I saw the streetcar in the station, I'm like, oh, we better get to the stop. And it stayed there for like 15 minutes. Like, serious. I'm like, this is cutting into our time. And then, by the time we finally got down to where the GO train was going to be, I knew in my mind, I'm like, it's going to be leaving while we're buying our ticket, at this rate. And what came true was it left while we were buying our tickets.
I'm going to go grab a sharpener.
Cozies. So we had to hang out for an hour on the tracks, so we played Munchkin Kung Fu Edition, things like that, all those card games, because we had nothing else to do. But, so we got there late, we missed, Katie was on 2 panels that night, actually. She was on the Guys with Pencils live, and then some girls in comics, ladies who make comics, or in fandom, ladies on the web. I missed both of them, so unfortunately I have no idea what happened, so we'll have to wait till Katie gets back. I was surprised there weren't more people at GWP panel. Okay, that's what Tamal, they said. Yeah, but, you gotta build it up, because things get awesomer the more you do it. And people will show up and be like, yeah, I'm awful at explaining things. But yeah, we're out there. I had the amateur voice acting experience, the workshop I do once a year at whatever con will have me. This year I got 10 a.m. on a Sunday on the 2nd floor. And it was just like, it's so early. And I haven't actually slept yet because I was literally up all night finishing it because it's my fault. Like I could have done it months ago, but of course I prioritize things by the date that they're showing up, and I was a mess. Yeah, but I hosted it. That's how it goes. I was alert. I threw a lot of prizes at people. That's always fun.
Yeah, I saw you had a giant bag of.
Yeah, I went to the Silver Snail. I got hookups with the like $2 bins, and so I got all these like unwanted Star Wars figurines, like the Bespin Guard.
Or $1 Lord of the Rings Aragorn.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got all the Lord of the Rings bin. I got a bunch of like Aragorns I was throwing at people, and I got a bunch of. I only got one. Was it? I had his name for episode Chancellor Valorum from Phantom Menace. No one wants him.
Complete your collection.
Yeah, essentially. So I was just like whipping these.
I heard the con exclusive for San Diego was Jar Jar and Carbonite.
Yes, Carbonated Jar Jar.
That would have been great.
That was always good. Were you literally throwing them? Yeah. You think I hand things to people?
You choked.
Should have been there, man. It was fun. Like, you know, it's ridiculous. Like each time it's a different experience because certain people show up in like certain amounts and stuff. And this is a smaller turnout, and I do blame it being at 10 in the morning on a Sunday for that. It's not the quality of the show, damn it.
Yeah,
it's
but at Fox said they offered you Saturday. You were like,
no, well, because there's a reason. There's a reason I know I wouldn't be able to do Saturday. It was because I think it was I didn't have time to do the show yet or work on it yet because I was doing all these applications and job things, and I'm like, I know I'm gonna be working to the last minute. So it would have been a mess, and maybe it would have been better, but oh well, we did it and had fun. We got to be able to come out, do some voice acting. We had some clips from shows, like we had a My Little Ponies clip, which some guys wanted to me to do again at the end so they can do it because they didn't get to do it. It was the scene with Fluttershy, of course, and the Yay, which is classic.
Yay.
But since there was only so many people, we got Heather to do the Fluttershy, which she pretty much aced it.
Which is cute because she was dressed up as Applejack.
Yeah, surreal in that way. But yeah, it was fun times. So, but then as I explained, I don't really know much what happened that weekend because I was just so tired I forget everything. I kind of did the workshop and then drifted through the day.
It went well, though.
Oh yeah, no, it went fine, but it's just I don't have much memories from the events just because I was up all night the night before finishing because I had all these stupid codec problems going on with trying to make a karaoke video out of Beauty and the Beast and stuff. Everything went wrong at the last minute, but I figured it out by the next morning.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was.
I felt bad because I think I woke you guys up Saturday morning. I came into the hotel room with Timbits.
It'd be Sunday morning, wouldn't it?
Sunday morning. I think your computer you'd set it to render.
Oh
and
yeah.
to bed, and then you kind of you're doing.
I did the lie down with the arm at least.
Yeah, it's when he lies down. It's this. He's done.
Yeah. I'm good. That was it. What's it? Upsetting. I can't even live vicariously. What's going on here? Never made it Con Bravo for me. Beauty Porpoise's boyfriend couldn't make it to Con Bravo.
Aww. Next year.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, things are going on. Things are happening. Good times. How was your Con Bravo?
My Con Bravo was good. I was behind the table most of the time, so representing Silly Kingdom and the other anthology project. I was representing them and Cautionary Fables. Yeah, it was good. Kind of a regular busy. I brought. I took on extra storyboard work, so I brought that with me and was kind of trying to storyboard behind the table, but mostly I just ended up socializing a lot too, which was fun. Because, I mean, one of the biggest reasons I like coming to conventions is I get to see a lot of people I don't normally see.
You go to camera 2 while we're doing this.
Cons,
I forget the camera 2 song already. It's like,
it was like Winnie the Pooh.
Camera 2. Continue.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm just trying to think of.
Well, you did some panels.
I did. I was part of the Guys with Pencils animation panel, and that was fun. Got to talk about animation, and I felt like it was a bit of a lot of the questions I felt like I didn't have good answers for.
Really?
I felt like I was a little bit of a downer for my own stuff because it was like, how do you keep up the energy to make comics when you have a day job? And I'm like, I don't. Remember I used to make this comic called Straw Monkeys?
There's no possible way, kids. Once you work, it's over.
And then I think I said something about animation, just 10 years pass and you look in the mirror and your face is all lined and you're like, I thought I was supposed to keep me young.
My spirit is young.
I think I might have said some hopeful things.
Oh yeah, maybe. That's good. That's good.
It was good though. And then I was invited to be on the Women on the Internet panel, which I admit I was a little bit nervous about because I was like, because it's you say women on the internet, but the thing froze.
Oh, did it? Oh, we're just the top of the line of technology today.
Yeah, it's like when you say women on the internet, I was talking about just like I'm a girl on the internet. It's more because I'm a girl on the internet. I am, but it's more I guess dealing with a lot of kind of the issues that come. I had this giant talk about this before.
Oh yeah, we had such a good conversation.
Recorded it because it was such a good conversation.
We had such a good conversation before recording it.
Yeah, it was good.
It's one of those things, and we can't repeat it.
Essentially,
we can approximate it, but we can't repeat
I was on a panel with
Nostalgia Chick?
I haven't watched her show yet, but she's really whip smart, and I really want to check it out. But Nostalgia Chick and I think a woman who works on our show who's got a very nice kind of Victorian fashion sense. She was nice too. I wish I researched before we talked. But essentially, it was a woman on the internet panel, and Combravo I think wanted to be more kind of a wide spectrum of opinions. And I guess being like a comic artist, I haven't dealt too much with outright sexism at all because I'm kind of just drawing a comic and I don't really have a face. Whereas if you're maybe a YouTube face, you're dealing with people like. It's the thing that comes down to it was it's not being criticized because someone doesn't like your work, but it's being attacked because you're a girl, and it was situations dealing with that, and I haven't had very much of that at all, so I felt like I didn't really have much to contribute, but I wanted to be on the panel to help out, so I was kind of more just the average person that's not super political, not super activistic, just kind of doing my own thing and just wanting to be kept left alone, and then even so you have to deal with certain things just because of the nature of the internet. So I think it was a really good panel. Mostly, like, it was a huge turnout. It was a huge turnout. Like, definitely was a lot of fans of Nostalgia Chick and, like, really good questions and just dealing with a lot of, because it's a sad fact that's still happening. Like, you will be treated differently on the internet where you can be whoever you want, based on your gender. I find sometimes, and it's such a heavy thing to get into that it's like we had such a good talk before
I
the
know,
show.
you guys should have been there. We had sushi and mojitos.
But it's
well, I remember the path of conversation we had. You said they also played a video.
They played a video. I forget where it was from, but it was really good. It was like this 1940s kind of PSA where it was how to play video games on the internet kind of thing, and it was like this housewife is cleaning and it's like, oh, Doris, now that you've finished a hard day of work, it's time to play video games, and but before you play, here are the 3 rules to be able to play, and it's like, 1, you can't pick a girl username, 2, if you're playing, you can't use your girl voice because trolls will hear it and react to it, and you can't like act in a feminine way. So it's like essentially you just have to be this neutral person that doesn't bring any attention to yourself if you want to play a fun game. So it's like, and welcome to the internet where you can be anyone you want, but like essentially not a girl. And that was kind of what launched discussion of this panel. And I mean, it dealt with a lot of stuff with just like sexism, I guess, in forums with like, and then that, I don't remember her name, but that Kickstarter instance.
It was like Sarkozy or something.
Yeah, just with the attack that.
I know it's Feminist Frequency was the name of the channel.
Mm-hmm.
We mentioned it a few times on previous episodes about some of the stuff, but that was pretty much. Unfortunately, I wasn't at the panel, so I can't comment. So.
Yeah. But essentially, just dealing with being attacked not because of the quality of your content, but because of your gender, and how do you fight that on a faceless, anonymous internet? And it's, for the most part, if it's a troll, you ignore them because all you're going to do is, I guess, they've got all day to sit there and write back to you and you've got things. But sometimes it can be dangerous. And, there was a case that Nostalgia Chick was talking about where a girl in their forum was getting things mailed to her house, like someone had found her home address and was sending her things. Because, I mean, and this I hate, I found out that if you own a website, because you purchase the website, your address shows up on it.
Oh, really?
So, like, your home address will be, like, if you go who is or ask who, it's like, it'll be your address, which I think is horrible. But you can pay, like, $27 a month to get that blocked. So, like, I just used some old address, but it's like, you must use your current address or, like, you won't be able to make a website, blah, 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 but it's silly. But, I mean, yeah, that's just kind of one of those things you can just talk about for a while because it sucks that it still exists.
Oh yeah, well that was...
And everybody's got a story of being treated unfairly because of, not because of who they are, but like as a person, but because of their race or their sexuality or their gender or the way they choose to dress or all those things. And it's unfortunate that on the internet where you can be anybody, it's like
it's even worse than in life in a way sometimes. But that, like, we kind of led back to the whole video game topic too, with the Feminist Frequency videos, and which the whole Kickstarter, which is actually what kind of spawned a lot of this talk more recently, especially in video games and sexism and characters, and then beyond within games, but the culture itself, because the whole situation got so ridiculous. The culture was the culture is looking worse for it. Because the main problem is when someone points out, like we don't have to say it was a problem. Let's just say when someone wants to address what they believe is to be an issue, and everyone goes, "There is no issue. Shut up."
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, you start thinking, "I think there's an issue here."
Because if there wasn't an issue, no one would talk about it.
That was the point you made. That was really cool because it's like if everyone was just like, "What are you talking about? Go away."
If someone says something really kind of dumb that doesn't mean anything, you'd just be like, "All right," and ignore it. You wouldn't feel like you have to. Well, maybe some people do, but you wouldn't feel like you have to say anything. But when you violently react to it, it's like, well, clearly something's happening here that
Well, it's like if a documentary comes out and the guy's like doing a Kickstarter, he's like, "I'm making a documentary because the Martians are taking my brainwaves," and I'm not sure people are gonna be like, "Fuck you and make a sandwich." Like it doesn't go to that.
Yeah.
Or no, they're not. Go to the hell and sorry, I'm swearing, but it's just kind of like the point is. When there's such a strong reaction to someone saying, "I think there's a problem," and they're like, "There isn't," you're like, "There might be now." Maybe we should look into this. But it's like, I'm all for the idea of just having the discussion to be like, all right, what is your points? Let's discuss them. But when you shut that down, then that's dangerous.
As you mature, it's like you get to understand that you need to be a little bit more, what is it I say, kind of open-minded within the realm of your morals, kind of? Like, you know, because you could be so open-minded, it's like there's no end to, but I mean, ultimately...
Human sacrifices are cool if everyone's cool.
Sure, if you want to sacrifice a human being... And
I'm not gonna straddle over your beliefs. Make your sacrifices.
Whatevs. I forget my point. Human sacrifices.
Yeah. Within your realm of belief, was it? Or be open within your openness?
It was good.
It was good. Sounded like it was going somewhere.
It's so warm in here.
I know. Unlike you guys who have your AC playing Cooper Design.
Yeah,
we don't have our AC because we don't have the good microphone out.
Yeah. Here, you go on. I'll think about it.
I don't know, like, but
TV Dinner says the
other day I
realized my graphic novel fails the reverse vegetable test. Okay, I forget exactly what the vegetable test is.
Wait, there's a reverse
I'm not
vegetable
pronouncing her name right, I don't think. She's a comic artist.
There was a test that basically came down to, and this can apply to all media, do you have two female characters who have a conversation with each other that's more than like 3 sentences long and it's not about a male character?
The main male character.
Yeah.
Also, like, do they have a name, I think? Stuff like that. It's kind of like a character that's not there as a prop. There's a test to like make sure this is an actual female character and not just like, we need a chicken here. Now she's just got like this, you know, NPC character, just like blah blah. That's not a main character.
And talking, and it's interesting. There are stuff a bunch of stuff on YouTube about that you can watch them. Like people try to see if things pass or not, and it's fascinating to be like, oh, didn't. Whoops. But this like I don't know if I put too much thought in that in my own writing because like I probably could do that test. Maybe I should. I don't know. But like I'm just like. What if I failed? I feel like an asshole. Because Kiki's delivery service fails. The reverse test as well. What's the reverse? 2 female characters that don't talk.
Kiki's. Oh.
Well, why is it called the reverse? I don't recall it being called the reverse special test.
TV Dinner, can you explain it to us?
Because I thought the test was.
Oh, Kiki's delivery service fails for having 2 guys. I think. The reverse special test is, do you have 2 male characters that... But,
like, the other half of the idea, it's kind of that weird, when there's such an imbalance... Here's the thing, like, when it comes to this argument, why not? Let's go back to the video game thing. Let's just go crazy. When it goes to the video game thing, one of the major response from, like, the male audience is, well, guys are, you know, over-exaggerating stuff, too. Which, you know, I argue is absolutely true, because as I explained to Katie, just about every major video game character is a freaking psychopath who slaughters a million. Like, I don't care how dashing your Nathan Drake is or your Shepard is. They kill without blinking, and then they say a witty quip to their partner character, and they're like, haha, and then they just slaughter mindlessly, and you're supposed to like these characters.
Well, because they slaughter bad guys.
You know?
Who have no family, have no anybody relying on them.
But the point is, there is
making it not fun.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, I'm taking it away. I'm taking away your games and putting them in a box. You can't have them anymore. You better stop me.
That's what we're talking about, though. It's like someone's allowed to. I think this is what I was talking about. Like, it's being open-minded enough to listen to someone else's opinion. You don't necessarily have to agree. Yeah. I mean, like. For whatever reason, we're really obsessed with Game of Thrones. I can see why some people would find it problematic. Yeah. Some ours really hate it, but I'm not gonna like.
Well, the question is, is there a female character who isn't a prostitute, who has more than 2 lines. It's
In
like,
Game of Thrones?
yeah, but it's
Most
just
of the
like,
main characters.
I know, but there is a lot of prostitutes in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, but there's a lot of
They
male
don't have many
soldiers who
lines.
don't do much except get killed.
Yeah, but there's a difference too, because violence and
Sexuality.
yeah, it's 2 completely different things. It is though, technically. A lot of people like to put them on the same plate, and they're both.
Well, I think they're on the same
It's
no-no
tricky.
plate for viewing.
It's that, but it's also one is more accepted than the other as
I
entertaining.
think based on our culture.
It's tricky. It's
'Cause
this
like
gets,
you'll see more like
this gets so hard.
you can watch. I mean, at 5 o'clock you can watch like a CSI episode.
Yeah.
But you won't see boobs on TV except
No.
like on HBO or some late
Yeah.
night channel.
It's weird.
It's interesting.
Well, the question comes in like, what's more damaging? Because like the whole thing during that the scandalicious football when
With the nipple slip?
Timberlake, is that what they call it? Was it Timberlake? JT
It's Timberlake
Yeah.
and
He, like,
Janet Jackson.
revealed a nipple.
She was wearing a clamp, I think. She was,
And it's like-
wearing a pasty.
Something happened and the world was destroyed because the vision.
But these
Of
guys ramming into each other and flipping
No,
and knocking.
that was a breast, and I will not have it. And it's crazy because you gotta consider your cultural sensitivities, and we're also talking about the whole penny arcade thing during PAX. How what's her name? Something the most famous cosplayer in the world right now because she was Harley Quinn with the half. She was doing the lollipop chainsaw outfit, and she wore the pink one.
Yes.
And that one was like split really down the sides, and
Yeah.
she was, I don't know if it was from that, if it was the day after she was escorted
she was
out of the
told to
con because it was a
change,
family con.
I think it was the same day. She was told to change out of that
Yeah,
outfit. So
and then
she
told
had
to leave.
a different one, which we saw that at Con Bravo, that same outfit.
I didn't
but
see it, so I
for
don't know what
whatever
you're talking
reason,
about.
I don't know. I mean, I guess it's like a cheerleader outfit, but for whatever reason, like, that was the thing they made, so...
And it's like, and their argument was this is like a family event, and like the counter argument is meanwhile every single game surrounding her is all about slaughtering fucking everyone, and the slow motion bullets going through brains just so you can see the damage, and you're just like, so a lady with her out.
But the thing I think that
And-
they
and
were
it's like-
arguing was that it was like that stuff is behind it. Like, it's
You
not
don't have
out
to look
there.
at the screen, but
You have to actually go into the booth to watch it, whereas she's out there with the booth showing.
and
So it was kind of one of those things where it was like...
it's tricky
It's weird because
because
it's like... And this is what we talk about drawing that line, where it's like, it's really a judgment call, and it's like, she... Oh, it's so weird. I wish that things weren't so crazy. Nudity. Yay, violence.
Yeah.
But it's the kind of thing where, what was it you were saying though? It's like they're running a family con, so it's like
I don't
if
even
a
know.
mom complains, then
Yeah.
it's like, do you listen to that mom, or do you just kind of try and brush it off? Like, they made a judgment call, and like there was a lot of flack that came because of it.
Yeah.
But I thought they handled it okay.
Well,
with
like,
the model, like I thought she was cool with it.
Yeah, I think she wasn't like she didn't
I
make
don't
a
think
big
she
to do.
she was kind of like, oh well, this is kind of silly. But,
Yeah, I know her name. Oh gosh, she was Harley Quinn also.
Yeah, so
And
I don't
Pikachu.
know. It's weird. It's really weird because it's like, it's. I guess it comes down to, is it your convention? What are your rules going to be for it? And
It's tricky, but as we were also pointing out at Con Bravo, you said someone showed up literally wearing like a G-string and tassels,
yeah,
and we're just like, the question comes
And
to
they
when
had
is
to
enough
say-
enough? That's
Yeah.
like, all right,
Well,
this isn't even a
This is what
costume.
we were talking about with Anime North. You can be like, there's some Naruto guy character that's got like a pec showing, I guess, where it's like, or maybe it's not Naruto, it's some male character where he's got a good physique and he's got some of his chest showing.
Sure.
No, there was a guy at Con Bravo who was dressed just in a wrestler outfit. You know, with his, like, there was like a,
But that was
I don't know if he was Drogo from Game of Thrones, but it was like, he had a bare chest.
Yeah.
And
But
it's not illegal to.
That's the cultural
have
difference of a
but-
male bare chest versus.
But
a
I mean,
female
legally, as a woman, I think in Ontario you can be
Is
bare
it?
chested. Yeah,
Maybe.
it just, you wouldn't necessarily want to. So
Yeah.
if that woman came in tassels, that should have been okay, but it was the G-string that wasn't okay, I guess.
Oh. Well,
But then
because
there's guys
we
who just,
argue.
Like, there's a guy who's just like hard gig, and that's like.
Well,
But then he's
wearing
covered.
the briefs.
It's such a weird.
It's
thing.
tricky. It's a tricky because it's the kind of question of when is enough, and this is the whole like argument when people were like, well, what were like, when people wear things and this and that. It's I don't know.
Tell Sonic Bitch Slap said what they have escorted a guy who wore the same outfit, and that's what I'm saying.
Well, that's what we're debating.
Some guys are in costume and shirtless.
But because that's the weird cultural discrepancy of a topless male versus a topless female. Yeah. The difference is, I think, the lower. Because if the guy was wearing just a sock, as I said, on his rock, they would probably escort him out, no matter what My Little Pony character he's trying to be. You know, so and he's like, Fluttershy doesn't wear clothing. It's like, oh, for frick's sake. Where do you draw the line? I don't know. Funny line, though, was mentioned about Family Con. In this, the con I went to, which says Family Friendly, had a comic strip tease event.
Oh.
I think they had the, oh gosh, Nerd Girl Burlesque was
talking about being approached by topless women. You guys should come here on Naked Bike Ride Day, because people riding on the street and nothing on bicycles, just absolutely nude, just riding around. There's always a chance to see someone naked in Toronto.
Yeah, you're always lucky here.
You're lucky fool.
You lucky duck, you.
I know, that does sound terrible. It sounds really painful.
Yeah, especially when it gets caught in the bike chain.
Oh, God.
It had to be said, because there are reasons we wear clothing while riding a bike. It is safety. And this is why you're not allowed in a convention naked.
You're making hard. People cry. Okay, everybody's upset. Let's talk about happy things. So, violence.
Happy things, okay. I am really loving Gravity Falls. It is honestly my favorite show right now.
Gravity Falls.
We, at Con Bravo, I put on my favorite episode, episode 5. And not even just for the episode, just for that one scene. It's the Duchess Approves.
Oh.
That was Heather's favorite scene. The Duchess Approves sequence on the TV is the funniest thing. I had to watch it 3 times when I first watched it. If you haven't watched Gravity Falls yet, do yourself a favor. It's got excellent animation, incredible writing, great characters. It's funny as hell, and I can't wait till the next episode. The 5th one was with the Manitors, like Minotaurs, but they're all really manly, and Dipper wants to be more manly. And the best line is one of them is so manly, he's like, I got fists for nipples! This is a Disney show too, which is the best part. At the end, it's always like a Disney arc, and it's like
and this says
twisted.
Commercial. What are we talking about? Gravity Falls.
Talking about Gravity Falls, new Disney series, apparently created by a 24-year-old or 26-year-old. Any case, so funny. Go watch it right now, right after this show. Check it out. I'm not gonna tell you where to find it because that'd be illegal.
If you find it, you didn't hear about it from us.
But honestly, it is my favorite show right now. I'm loving it. Gravity Falls.
It's pretty wacky.
Yeah. Oh, people are still talking about being topless though. They can't get
weird,
away.
Though. It's in the cold areas. It's okay. It's because it's
What,
like,
Tom?
well, maybe they'll just do it for a little bit.
Are we going back? Are we just going to drag back?
Oh no, we're gonna talk about cartoons.
Mabel is incredible.
Actually, was there anything else we were going to talk about the panels? I guess Con Bravo.
Oh, do we want to?
I guess we're good. I think we covered everything we ranted about on the balcony.
Yeah, like...
You had that test though. Oh, no, let's keep talking about Gravity Falls. We'll go back to it in a bit.
I had a test?
That thing about what makes a good... It was like, show me a good video game role model who's not a killer.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, so not Link, not Mario.
Yeah, no, well, alright, sorry,
Kirby,
just to jump back again. There's a whole big talk, let's go way back again, let's go crazy.
We'll jump way back.
There's all this talk about,
edit it together.
in the bottom line, a lot of people are looking for the positive female role model in video games, and you gotta like really dig often to find that. You're like, Jade from friggin' Beyond Good and Evil, maybe. But then you gotta think about it, like, yeah, sure, she's like, well-dressed. But she kicks the shit out of endangered animals all the time. Because, like, basically, she's a photographer, and you get a side mission where it's like, Jade, you gotta photograph all these animals that are extincting themselves and dying so we don't lose them forever. She's like, okay. So she goes off, takes a picture, then you beat the piss out of them to get the gems and stuff.
That's terrible.
And I'm like, good job, Jade. You're like, cooking mama because she's not topless? He's like, no, but she's domestic. Like, oh, fuck.
No, but that's okay. That is like, no, if we're going to talk about that, it's like...
But Chell from Portal, people throw that into stuff, and actually there's like another, you know, and a lot of people like, look, it's often harder to find...
Chell kind of reminds me of like, kind of like a Ripley character, where like, she can be any character.
Same as Samus until Namco got their hands on it.
It's just a well-written
now,
kind of... Anyway,
the point I want to make, though, is everyone's so, like, scraping to look for, like, rapidly looking for the positive female role model, and I was sitting there being like, who's the positive male role model we're, like, holding up on high? And I started sitting there for a second. You guys can, like, start picking, I know some greats. I'm like, no, think about it. Who is a positive male role model that's main source of conflict resolution isn't violence? Mm-hmm. Isn't jumping on things, punching, kind of shooting, strangling, stabbing,
that
killing.
Violence isn't a good role model.
Because right now, all major video game characters, and so I had to start, when I was going to be like, all right, who is our main male characters we can say are positive role models? And I'm like, I don't want to spoil it because I'm actually going to do an episode about this, but forget, no one whatever, you guys can find out. I was going to say Guybrush Threepwood
Mm-hmm.
is probably, like, violence is not his lead conflict resolution if you follow Monkey Island.
Mm-hmm.
Once in a while when things get to worse, he has to deal with LeChuck one way or another, but, and it's just like, it is actually tricky
Cleverness.
to think of male characters, and I was thinking Guybrush Threepwood.
I'm getting Professor Layton.
Well, that's my list. It's the exact same list. It's
And,
all point and click.
Phoenix
Professor
Wright.
Layton, Phoenix Wright, Guybrush Threepwood.
Yeah, everybody's
Basically anything that's point and click, and I threw in Ricky Winterbourne because he's from 1080 Snowboarding and he's Canadian.
Even like Sam and Max are really violent.
Yeah, and it's like, is there any non-point and click characters? All right, the Elite Beat Agents.
Well, because I said
Because they just cheer for people and help them out.
I was like Ash from Pokemon.
No,
He was
Ash
the only one.
supports
And then he's like,
dog fighting.
yeah.
Ash, how did I
chicken
word it?
fights and
We were talking about it. We were talking
No,
about
we saw
Pokemon.
it.
We're like,
We
Ash
saw
doesn't do
this
violence. We're like, no.
Pokemon movie.
But
I forgot
Pokemon the
which
movie, it was either 2000 or just the movie that came out.
The one with Mewtwo.
The final end plot of it all was all like, all the Pokemon had like these clone Pokemons, and they started like, Pikachu's getting slapped around. Like, it's not a true Pokeball, it's just
It's like
a good old
bleeding
Pika
bruises.
bitch slapping. And it's awful, and then Misty's like crying, because she's like, they shouldn't fight like this!
Not it.
And because it wasn't an official tournament, it was just them beating on each other, which is not cool because they're not doing it to be the very best and beat them up. And the best part of that movie, though, is everyone's memory gets erased by the end of it.
Because
So-
otherwise they feel like we should stop.
Yeah,
Pokemon.
they're like, we should stop doing this, but it's like,
People.
Mewtwo, we better fix this quick or this series is gonna end. So it's like, nope. Everyone loses their memories and they're like, okay, Pikachu, it's time to kill each other again! Yay!
Pikachu.
Yeah.
Sad.
So it's like, think hard about that, kids. When you're looking for like positive role models, male role models, I don't think they're all that top of the game either. It's not. This isn't even one of those arguments being like, guys have it just as bad. It's like they're
Dr.
really.
Greenage.
Oh yeah, that
yells
too.
at you.
Yeah, he just
Anyone
yells
from
at you.
Animal Crossing. They
It's
just hang
tricky.
out.
Animal Crossing, yeah, they're all decent folk.
Nook, he's just trying to make a buck.
I don't trust Tom Nook.
I don't either.
A swindler.
He's up to something.
Captain Viridian from VVVVVVVV. It's interesting though, because all of our major characters are a bunch of killers who don't blink about it.
And this
It's
is My Little
disturbing.
Pony. I say sure. We are
Yeah,
talking about the
it is disturbing.
But yeah, I was saying Spike because he's like a nice little dragon that just wants to.
I
help
guess
out.
so.
Dude from Dear Esther. I don't know that
So here's the question also. This is the same thing. A lot of people, you can go two ways with this. You have a character like Samus. There's two parties with that. She's a character who doesn't speak out at all. Let's not talk about the Namco game and stuff like that. When you have the silent protagonist, even like Link to a degree, we claim that they have certain characteristics. Video games are interesting in how to tell stories because being an interactive medium, you can basically make the character whoever you really want. And the point I make is, a lot of games don't actually support who you are as a character. Because if I'm playing Halo and I'm Master Chief, and I'm running into rocks and throwing grenades at my friends and they're bouncing off my face, I'm teabagging everything, the commanders never go, good job, Chief! You teabagged the hell out of that one. Or they're not like, what is Chief doing? Like, once in a while, there's certain scripted elements like that. Like in the first Halo, when you finally got the gun, if you ran back to the deck and started killing everyone on your team, they're like, the Chief has lost it!
Yeah.
And they like take you down. But for the rest of the game, if I'm like jumping on other characters' heads and riding them around while they run, and I'm standing on them, no one
They
mentions
don't
it.
acknowledge it.
And it's not in the canon, like, and then Chief came over the hill, standing on top of Ramirez, and down they came, shooting like a totem pole of death.
Wow.
Like, it's not canon. So the question comes to, what characteristics do we give characters are canon? Like, if you play, if Samus has, like, she's a silent character, and while we're playing as her, we're, like, cussing and being potty-mouthed
Well, yeah,
and
it's all
stuff.
the side characters you give yourself, which
Yeah.
I think is what spawns most fan fiction, because it's
Yeah.
like, me playing Final Fantasy VII, it's like when it cuts back to being in game, I'm like, oh, that's not what my character would say.
Yeah.
Like, just all the random things you talk about when you're going around.
So something that it's interesting to, like, even going back to Chell, let's say, from Portal. What makes her a positive role model? Is it the actions we give her, or because she doesn't have any scripted actions aside from us having no other choice but to play a linear path of gameplay. But does that make her a positive character is the question.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as, like, Link, whenever Zelda's like, can you help me? And I'm like, no. And she always goes, oh, come on! And it's like, can you help me? I'm like, I'm stuck in this loop. I have to be a nice guy.
Yeah.
And so that forces, or at least I guess that sort of making a narrative choice in the game. Like, the game is telling you who he is.
The game is telling you that he's responsible.
Yeah, he's the guy who's always going to get stuff done. But, like, you know, what if you spent the whole game just fishing and you never beat the game? And you're like, well, Hyrule's dead, but I caught this huge bass. I'm telling you. It was like 100. So it's interesting to consider, like, how a lot of people consider the silent characters to be more positive, but at the same time, is it through you giving them character? Because
it could be, because I mean, if you're just cussing at everyone, it's like
yeah.
maybe you're making that character be grouch. It's like, but that's not to say you can't be grouchy and a good role model.
Yeah, because at the same time, like all these RPGs, how like you just run around like smashing stuff. There's a really good College Humor video where like it's about this peasant couple and this knight comes in. And he doesn't say anything. He starts just like breaking their jars and looting through all this stuff and taking their things, and he just leaves. And like this is a silent protagonist character, and you're like you're observing it from like the peasant side or the NPC side. You're just like, huh, that guy's a bit of a jerk through his actions, you know. So because many games, the only storytelling method, like traditionally, was like the actions. Like there'd be text and stuff every now and then, but primarily your actions were the story. You know, you Castlevania, you whip stuff, and you go to beat the thing. But can you say that guy was a great character? Like, this is where it gets really tricky. A lot of people who, like, fight for, you know, games as art and stuff will, like, say, yes, because Samus being a bounty hunter and alone on a planet means she's strong and solitude and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's also, like, a gameplay thing where it's like, well, where are you going to have 500 other characters walking around who aren't shootable? You know, so it's an interesting debate. So it's like, a lot of people, like, base characters on cutscenes. And as video games are such a different medium that we shouldn't expect interactive characters to have character. It's only what we give them, or I don't know. Because my prime point, and I'm sorry I'm still talking about this while in this, it comes down to, if you ever played Army of Two 40th Day, it's my guilty pleasure. Some people like Twilight. I enjoy Army of Two because it's so terrible. And it's basically like your two-man team of like, you know, you shoot guys and you do air guitar. And you're like, yeah, we're so badass. And they tried so hard to make them seem straight, but like everyone really wishes like they just admitted it, because it's like, why not? Like they should just go at each other. But the point is, it's like the problem with this game though is it did that whole like morality thing where it's like halfway through after every mission you had a moral choice where it's like, oh no, the exit at the zoo is blocked off by this snow tiger and he's the last of his kind, so we can either walk around the hard way or we can shoot him in the face and go through. And I'm like, why vote shoot him in the face? Because right now, we've slaughtered 5 billion people leading up to your one tiger.
Yeah, kidding.
So we kill the tiger, and then it's all like this cutscene of, it stings, people are sad, and stuff. And then every time you do bad things, because there's another great moment where you get this little kid, like an Indiana Jones, like Dr. Jones kid.
Yeah.
This kid follows you, and he lost his parents to the whole war and all stuff. It's great. And then he's following you around, and then you're under fire by snipers, and there's a sniper rifle in the middle of the Coliseum, and you're like, hey kid, go get that sniper rifle. Now you have the option to be
I feel like you're playing this immorally. Just
definitely. I made every immoral choice because that's who these characters were. They are mindless killers throughout the whole game. Why should the moral choice point I be any more better than them?
Yeah.
So I'm like, kid, go get that sniper rifle. So of course kid gets shot. And they feel bad, and they're like, oh man, why did we make them do that? Oh my god. Anyway, I'm just like, the gameplay does not support the story at all. And I feel it's the same with many games.
I think that comes to, again, like we were saying with like Indiana Jones kind of thing as well, which I love it, but it's like
Indiana Jones is charming,
killing all these people,
mass murderer.
And I mean they're bad guys, but you go home and you're just like, you don't even. He's a professor.
Yeah.
He's not gonna have any kind of moral quandary.
He's gonna teach these kids who he's probably shot kids around the same age.
Yeah. Who just happen to be
enlisted or enrolled or we're just at an outpost. But he's a hero character, so we gotta support him. But he's a friggin' mass murderer without a blink. And they even joke about killing and stuff. And it's just like, what is a positive role model is the final question.
Yeah. And I think our favorite always goes to, if anybody's seen Trigun, I think Bash the Stampede.
He is honestly the best.
He's an amazing character because if you haven't seen Trigun, basically Bash the Stampede is the best gunslinger ever.
Like, to be fair, he does have that.
Pacifist.
He has a ridiculous advantage.
Anybody, but he's like this super powerful, super fast, super accurate shot. Like, he's got everything built in him to be like
the greatest killer.
But he's
saves anyone he can.
He doesn't want to hurt anybody. Like, someone could be a sadistic villain and he doesn't even want to hurt them. Like, he wants to try and just make sure everything is just
But sometimes you can is the problem.
And when you're faced with a problem where that's your only choice, it's like that's not even an easy choice at all. And it's I find that fascinating versus a character that just like bah. But then again, it's like I was saying to you, you're making it not fun. I want to play my game and shoot it.
Oh yeah, there's definitely that. But then it's like let's not be so quick to say like there's so many positive male role models either. Because God, none of them like it's odd when you step back. You're like think about like if your friend spent the day just like shooting everyone, then comes back and says, "Hey, how's it going?" And you're like, when you feel like a little like, dude, what? Or like you're hanging out with your spiky haired friend. He's like, "Hey, let's go slaughter rabbits out in the field and take their money."
See, this is rabbit. I'm gonna throw knights to the ram.
And you're like, dude, we're just gonna like catch a chocobo race, and you want to kill everything.
Well, see, that's the thing with RPGs too. Like, I was always most interested in the story. I mean, when it came to battle, I'd always try and run away because I wouldn't even want to fight. And it wasn't because I'm like, I don't want to hurt it. It's like I don't want to spend 5 minutes fighting this thing. I just want to go explore the town and talk to people and buy things and get the story going.
Yeah. My overall bottom line with all this is basically before you say what is a role model, you got to decide what do you value in society to be represented by a role model.
Yeah.
So since we love violence so damn much, I can see why all our male video game characters are positive role models. So go Marcus Phoenix.
Well, there's something
chainsaw everything.
Really exciting about that, like righteous kind of like, these guys have. But the thing is most people aren't absolutely unredeemable. Everybody's got the good, the bad in them. So it's rare that you get like this Rambo situation where it's like, you can kill everyone, you feel so good! This is exciting! You're like, yeah, go! And I mean, I watch movies where I'm like, yeah, do it!
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying I don't. I'm just saying when you have to sit down and talk about it, I don't think there are very few positive figures in a lot of these
But then it comes down to, and I mean, I'm not going to spoil anything for people who haven't watched it, but the second episode of Breaking Bad puts you in a situation where as a normal person, if you're faced with a choice where, there's someone who's like a bad guy, and if you let him go, he'll probably kill you and your family.
Yeah. So
your only option is to probably kill him.
End him.
And you're a normal guy, and this guy's trapped, like, in your basement. It's like, as a normal person, as a good person, what do you do? That's kind of why I find the series so fascinating, because it's just this, like, I don't want to spoil anything at all, but it's just such a fascinating, disturbing watch. But, it's I like seeing that versus, like, bam, 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 yeah, all right, like, action adventure, like, because there's no weight to it. But then if there was weight, it wouldn't be fun. This is a weird.
Well, and this says push them off a cliff like all Disney movies. Usually what they do to redeem the heroes, they usually do that thing where they try to save them, and the villain will half accept it and go at the last minute and then screw themselves up. So Tarzan didn't kill Clayton.
Tarzan was frightening.
And Beast didn't really kill
because he tried to stop
Gaston.
Gaston killed himself.
And
Jafar got trapped in the thing until the third movie where I think he blew up.
No, that was the second one.
Oh.
Yeah, Simba did. Well, Simba indirectly killed Scar. Like he could have kicked him onto a pile of pillows with a bunch of zebras. Yeah, so the hyenas did. It wasn't because Simba's not a killer.
Himself. Eric killed Ursula.
Yeah, he owned it, but he didn't. Because right after he's like, "Holy shit, Ariel! Did you see that? I just skewered her." So like he at least owned it. He wasn't like being like, "Let me save you, Ursula." She's like, "Sure, haha," and then she accidentally got stabbed by a boat. Mm-hmm. He was like, "This has to end." She's ruining my ocean.
You know what?
My wedding is ruined.
Have any Disney heroines killed their Mulan? I think more or less.
I still argue that.
Sorry, Disney spoilers here if you guys haven't watched it.
Mulan killed. Yeah, Mulan owned that guy in cold blood.
What the heck? What is his name?
Genghis.
No, he wasn't Genghis.
I don't know. She exploded him.
Sean Yu.
Sean Yu. She destroyed him. She left no evidence. She was good. That's why she leaves the army after that. She's good. Who else is cold blood killing the Disney universe?
Princesses?
Princess-wise? Philip stabbed Melissa Fenn, which
that was fantastic.
Well, that was more Eric-ish. So Eric was taking it back classic. He was going old school stabbing.
Yeah. Let's go.
I mean, how come how come when a male character is killed, it's always accidental, but a female's intentional? Wait a minute.
Eric throws the sword into Maleficent's chest.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Because the fairies told him to.
Yeah, no, I mean, whenever a female villain is killed, it's always intentional. When a male is killed, it's always like, Clayton, I didn't mean to knock you.
I think it's earlier versus later Disney. because it's people were chewing tobacco and drinking booze and Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah, that's
You're
true.
allowed to kill the villain. Now you can't really outright kill the villain. When was the last time they killed a villain in a Disney movie? Facilier,
that guy. Those balloons didn't save that old man.
Yeah.
And then even Incredibles, friggin' what's his face got sucked up in a machine.
It's
his own fault, or the baby killed him. I don't know. But that comes down to how much time in between one action does the death mean it was your fault? Maybe if someone didn't sell Syndrome's shoes, he wouldn't have walked to work that day, wouldn't have got this idea, wouldn't have started the initiative. It's just there's so many chain reactions you could say. So maybe the baby didn't kill him.
No. He was a bad guy. It wasn't the baby's fault.
I know, but the baby didn't mess him up. Who else got owned?
Pocahontas. Nobody died.
No, yeah, no.
Oh, Coco
all of the native characters died, and none of the white guys did. Yep.
Yeah.
Funny that.
Yeah.
And it was both times it was her fault. It was like, Pocahontas, stay from those people. No! And then Coco gets shot. And then he's like, look what happened. And Pocahontas, she's like, no! And then he gets shot. And I'm like, so all the major male native characters get killed. And Pocahontas is like, moops.
Moops.
What else we got?
What's going on in the chat? Is anyone chiming in?
I'm just trying to think more Disney movies. Syndrome invented his own shoes to TV there. Oh, I'm sorry. What? Yzma lived, which is great.
Yzma was fantastic.
She's a cat.
She pretty much, it was her own fault that she turned into a cat.
Well, everything was.
Nobody died in Lilo and Stitch.
Nope.
No
one needs to.
The current story.
I guess a rock fell on a bear and Bray.
It was bad. Well, we're not going to spoil anything.
That was at the beginning.
Yeah. What else? Come on, what are
Atlantis.
Good... Oh, Hades. He just kind of gets sucked into
Yeah, Hades was weird though, but he got punched by Hercules though. That was actually Hercules going piss off.
Well, he was being totally disrespectful.
He was being a dick about it. That's true.
He was always a dick. He was being exceptionally dickish.
He shouldn't have been a dick about it. And Meg actually died. That was pretty harsh.
I was thinking about that today too. That was pretty.
Hercules was a good movie. It was fun.
I liked it.
It's very visually unique, very colorful.
Yeah.
Very nice.
That was pretty powerful storytelling.
Who else died? Let's sell
villain deaths. Okay, how many Disney movies do we have? Dumbo? Does anyone die in Dumbo?
I think the circus master was trying to whip Dumbo and then he fell into the lion cage and Dumbo tried to save him.
He's like, oh wait, and then he hangs himself in the lion cage.
Somehow.
Cinderella? No, they didn't.
Not in that version.
Snow White. The witch, I think, gets hit by lightning.
Really?
The dwarves kill
Was that simple? What, they all beat her with shovels?
She's gonna drop a stone on them or something.
They chase her out after.
Cruella de Vil, she gets in a car crash.
Oh yeah, no, Cruella's fine. She's good.
Oh gosh, I feel like so many Disney movies. I can't even.
Point is.
I don't think we have a point.
We're just
listing about Disney deaths.
Oh sweet, we passed the Bechdel test.
The Bechdel test.
His yes.
Yeah.
Because Millsley talks to the princess at the end. Yes!
Awesome.
Passing tests. Flying colors.
Bam.
That's what we do here. Shanhanigans.
Pass tests.
Yeah, man. We set bars and we break them. Mm-hmm. Boom. Set them even higher. What else we got going? Oh, this is actually kind of interesting. So a friend of ours was all like, my cousins don't want their stuff anymore, so she drove by and dropped off this whole box of Sailor Moon DVDs, like the ones that ADV released, the subtitled ones, Olive Card, a bunch of Cardcaptor Sakura, a bunch of Sailor Moon graphic novels actually, like the Tokyo Pop releases.
Yeah, where everybody's like Darian and Serena, or no, it's Darian and Bunny and like.
Wait, they didn't call him Mamoru?
No, he's Darian.
That's weird.
She's Bunny though.
Yeah, that was weird.
And then it's like Chibi.
Yeah, it was weird.
Mini Moon.
Anyway, all those. So I gave those all these. I don't need them. But I hung on to, they also gave me the Magical Knights of Rye-Earth complete, like all 6 books. And man, those didn't age well.
Oh, really?
Not the quality of the books, just the story. And
really?
Like, Clamp is great, and they've established themselves and grew better, but reading Rye-Earth now is painful.
Why?
Everything, there's just so much in it that's just like wince-worthy. Like every time, all right, here we go. Whenever let's have a conversation. You're a magic monk person, and you're telling me how the land works.
Okay,
Go.
so this land is based on floating islands.
Based on floating islands?
And there are castles on these floating islands.
Castles on these floating
I can
islands?
see where this gets annoying.
No, there it goes again. Keep going. This is what the comic is.
And then everybody gets a unicorn.
Everyone gets a unicorn?
And they get
Okay.
to
So it goes like that for about the whole comic. And there's a certain difference between a character being
maybe
introduced
it's
to
just bad
something
translation.
and a character being an idiot, and I hate those. And it's not even just that, it's also, I don't know if the word is mushy or lovey-dovey or whatever, but every other page is always, because you guys are my best friends, and you're like a little sister to us. Oh, we're going to hang out. Why are you so short? We got to do this. I'm like, dudes, people are dying. At least I thought, because they keep saying everyone lives in this land of Clef, whatever the hell. You never see people. They keep talking about the citizens lost hope. You see nobody in this series. As far as I'm concerned, 12 people live in this magical world.
I see you like getting these books like, oh right, and then just no.
Yeah, no. But it's all like the premise is the wish girl is on or whatever. She's supposed to pray and keep the pillar of Siblabadiboo going. But since she was kidnapped, supposedly, if I don't know later, then dude, this is like 50 years old.
Oh my spoilers.
And then everyone lost hope, and when you lose hope, monsters exist because this world is messed up. And from their dishope, monsters are born. And all these monsters are everywhere, but you never see people who generate them. You only have the major characters, and it's the same thing as the Star Wars syndrome. That if you drop the bomb on all the major characters, all the conflict would go away. Because everyone is so interrelated and connected that they're the only people causing trouble in the galaxy. If they just went away, all those Bespin people walking around would be fine.
Well, that's like any kind of struggle.
Well, like,
or it's like if it's the power, it's like the people just want to have the regular day. They have their own little struggles.
But they don't though. Like the problem, with, like I'll give it to them that like they didn't want to draw.
Was an entirely peaceful planet.
No problem.
It's like it's a planet of sand.
Until that laser showed up, yeah.
A planet of peace, and then it's like, oh, we're gonna blow this all up.
But
give us plans.
But the point is, like, it's just reading Rye Earth. It's just like this. I just couldn't enjoy it at all now. It's painful. All the dialogue. Everyone has their big smile page. Be like, you guys are my best friends. I'm like, dude, you told them that 2 pages ago. I'm sure you have to reaffirm things, but
you do like certain shoujos though.
Oh, of course I do, man.
So what I'm saying though is he's not like meh because it's a girly book. Like,
was it? What's the hairstyling one that Heather got?
Beauty Pop.
Beauty Pop. I love that one. That one's like 12 books, but the lead character's so great. Like she's like this completely unenthusiastic individual who always like looks like mopey and stuff, but like it's so fun and silly.
I do find that refreshing when the main character isn't like, I'm sunny, happy, perfect.
She's just like the most low key. Her eyes are always kind of like half interested in anything. She's very Daria, as a group saying. She's pretty much Daria, just not as sarcastic, but like she's quick to wit, like quick witty. But it's just like Rye Earth. Oh man, like. And here's the weird part is Rye Earth originally ended like on a really depressing note, and then they came out with like Rye Earth 2. At least when it was first released, they call it 2. But here they made it like one continuous series. But the second series is just such a nothing story, because the premise is like the 3 girls meet up again at Tokyo Tower, and like, oh, it was like this a year ago, oh, and then they get sucked away again. And now that there's no more pillar holding up the world, they need a new one, and monsters and bridges are showing up. And it's so full of jokes and shenanigans. Like, all the bad guys are all either pretty boys or funny girls who have, like... There's 3 nations now trying to take over the original nation. Because they want to become the pillar so they can... And they have all their dumb reasons. Like, one is like, so I can fill it with candy. You're like, haha, that's funny. But then why are you going through such lengths to fill it with candy?
Why are people dying?
That's horrendous. There's another one where there's, like, 2 sisters who are running their nation. One's, like... the aggressive one, and one is the like, ho hee hee, you're so silly one. And there's so much shenanigans. Not shenanigans, mind you. These are shenanigans.
Real
raw from the roots. And it's just like, you just don't care about any of the conflicts. Because when anything gets serious, you're like, why is it serious all of a sudden? It's just like, no one has a good goal. This is definitely a story that was just made just because people wanted more. And it's just nothing is important. It's just... It was such a depressing read, like especially after reading like Exholic and Tsubasa, which are like great and fun. And once again, this is their earlier work, so I'll give them that. But it's just don't go back. Don't go back to Rye Earth if you can avoid it. Like I was depressed. I cried myself to sleep.
Really?
Anyway, That's my rant on classic shoujo comics and stuff.
Okay.
But hey, Clamp's great. Like, I love this stuff. Like, I really enjoy a lot of it.
They draw the prettiest eyes.
They draw the pretty
They
eyes.
like downers too, because X1999 was like.
Oh, well, I love the original ending of Riot, like when it ends and they all return to Tokyo. And the final line is, "It's so unfair." And I'm like, that was phenomenal. Like, I didn't see that coming.
It really killed me as a kid because I was just like,
it was
such a not. It was like there's this animated film I remember watching as a kid. Part of the I think it was film festivals. It might have been the NFB film festivals. It was one dad showed us where it was like this kid and this superhero.
Oh yeah.
And they're against this evil
NFB.
clown, and it's like the end. They end up being totally just like defeated and like blown up by this evil clown who ends up being very rich and wealthy and dies at the ripe old age of 99.
Yeah, it's just a complete unfair
ending. And
ending.
the end of it is like this unfair ending, and I remember just being like,
as kids, you can't handle it.
It was freaking me out.
Because bad guys have to lose.
Yeah, and then Dad was like, well, sometimes in life, and I'm just like, and all I know is just like grade school and home.
Angelic Lair had a crazy twist at the end too that I didn't read it all. I watched it all, and I loved the reveal of what was the purpose of Angelic Lair. It was such a good, well, not really dark. It was just such an interesting premise that I don't know, you guys have seen it by now. The whole premise, Angelic Lair is basically kind of like Pokemon but with Barbies. So basically, and it's just charming because like what's her face, little girl with the crazy hair and the sailor suit of sorts, shows up to town and Vash the Stampede. At least it was his voice. The scientist spots her and is all like. And she's like, "What's this Angelic Lair?" She's on the TV, and everyone's into it. And he brings her to the store, and it's like it's a Barbie aisle. It's like pink walls, and then you buy an egg with like a faceless doll, kind of like the ones you draw, like that. And then you bring them home and on the computer, you get the solvents, and then you get hair and a face and stuff, and it's really cute. And then they all fight, and then it's who's going to be the very best, and blah blah, all that good stuff. And then it's all about having hearts, and anyway. But then the big reveal halfway through was. May not be revealed, but the interesting reveal was the scientist originally Angelic Lair, because the thing is you put it on your head and you control the doll and they fight. But originally Angelic Lair was designed by the lead character's mom and the scientist guy because she was wheelchair bound and they were trying to find a way to get her to move again. So they were trying to develop it to be like a mobile device for people, but it didn't really work out, so they just marketed it for children and stuff anyway. And then the crazier thing is this series ties into Chobits because...
Oh, that's right!
Sorry, this spoilers. You guys should have seen it by now.
Spoilers.
The parent of the original Chi was the scientist guy. And he only makes minor appearances. He's always referred to as had passed away and stuff because you only see him in photos and just kind of cut-off shots of a guy with kind of spiky hair and a jacket. And when you find out these connections between Angelic Lair and Chobits, it's even more depressing. And you're like, holy crap!
A funny character in that
he was the father who designed the Chobits. He was the inventor of Chi, and you're like, this stuff all the time is going to be beautiful.
I Clamp does that a lot, though.
Yeah.
They'll tie characters into other series.
Oh, even worse, though. Since Chobits is the same world as Angelic Lair, there's a scene where the kid, who's the nerdy, not nerdy, but like the rich kid with all those scantily clad maids, and he's the guy who knows everything.
Yeah.
His sister was like the girl with the curly hair from Angelic Lair. And you don't find that until way later, because he just says his sister died and he tried to replace her with a Chobit.
Aww.
But then they cut back to the scene of like her on her deathbed, and you see the lead character from Angelic Lair crying by her bed, still in the sailor outfit. You're like, oh my god!
That's so sad!
This is depressing!
She's not like the little girl from Cardcaptor too, is she?
No, Cardcaptor's not related out there.
Clamp's like, we'll kill everyone.
They have other ways. But it's just like everything was gonna happen, and it's depressing, and you're like, oh my god!
Oh.
This is so heavy! I thought we were just fighting with robots. The battle to collect them and train them, that's what we do here.
No.
There's no way, because Pokemon doesn't have that weight. Ash's dad is a Mr. Mime, that's all you need to know.
His dad's a Mr. Mime.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm firmly believing.
Right. His mother
I can
and
see it.
the human-looking Pokemon. There's gotta be some laws against that.
Maybe. She says it was immaculate conception. I'm like, sure, Mrs. Ash Ketchum. You horrible person.
She's allowed to have a... Oh, I guess there's something wrong there.
Anyway.
Yeah. Mr. Mime.
Yeah, so, dude, like, I give Clamp full credit for a lot of things, but, whoa, that Rye Earth does not hold up. Does not hold up. But, once again, when we first read Tsubasa, I was loving it, because it was the exact same time that I started playing Kingdom Hearts, was when I started reading Tsubasa Chronicles. So it was, like, the same theme, was, like, taking all your favorite characters and throwing them into, like, different situations and stuff, and, you know, it's fun times. But I never finished it, though. I don't know if it's over, but I only got so far in Tsubasa. And X-Hog was just like a whole separate mind. It's like you stop thinking about the connection after a while because it's such like it's more like a classic like a Rumiko Takahashi kind of like dark series of stories. It's like that. Like not exactly the same, but like when you read a bunch of like Rumik World, like Laughing Target and stuff, like those were great. Like
that's what I love about Rumiko Takahashi was that she's got that really charming style that works really good in a rom-com.
Yeah,
and it's like she'll have something like Mermaid Scar that has very little humor in it.
She's a phenomenal creator who has so many different tones, but has the same art style for each one of them, but can still lend it to all. Yeah. Which is very incredible. Like I still respect her amongst all of those.
Absolutely,
like, one of the greatest comic makers.
And I see that a lot in European comics too, where it's like just because it's you know, I have a lot of comics that look very sweet and charming and innocent, just in the art style, but the content's pretty dark, and you don't see that too often in mainstream. Yeah, well, I mean, we don't really deal with it, but good stuff.
Yeah, as long as it's still there.
I feel the
Woo! It is still warm because I'm yelling. Let's see. Gravity Falls, Riot Earth, Con Bravo. I keep wanting to do the Pixar list, but we keep running out of time. It's already 10:30, so we got to start wrapping up because like I got.
This is just gonna go forever.
I'm gonna just get angry.
Yeah, I actually have to do some stories.
Last recommendation for the day. Heather recently threw an anime at me called Sword Arts Online. You want to start watching this one? I haven't sat down and watched an anime in a while. Sword Arts Online is based in a MMO kind of world. So you're thinking, oh, is this friggin' some people want to see your stuff, but like the camera keeps freezing.
Mostly I'm just putting together research and doodling.
If this camera wouldn't freeze all the time, we'd stay on Katie longer, but it's too much management.
Yeah, mostly I'm just doing studies.
There.
Yeah, thanks. I'll be putting together a bigger commission after this.
So Sword Arts Online, go to like anime season, check that out because it's like it starts off, you're like, oh, is this hack sign? No, it isn't. It is hack sign, but good, is what a lot of people are saying.
That's an unfortunate comparison for the creators of it, I guess. To have your project referred to as like, it's like this book.
Yeah, but the good version. It is exciting. It is epic. Definitely want to check it out. I haven't like watched anything in like a long time, but this is definitely something I'll keep an eye on. And you guys should watch that. As well as Gravity Falls. I'm just going to keep saying that. Watch Gravity Falls. So it is funny. It is amazing.
I mean, it's one of those things where there were a bunch of grown adults in the hotel room hanging out for Con Bravo.
Yeah.
There was that one scene that we all just started cracking up.
Oh, the dolphin scene. Yeah, that was
epic. It's like, this is what cartoons are all about. It's not just like sitcom blah blah blah. It's what can we push to make really weird.
It does kind of take it back. It does take it back a bit to be more zany and stuff, but like within a context, like SpongeBob stuff can go weird all of a sudden, and you're like, okay, that's SpongeBob. Yeah. But this is like, it's fairly grounded until just weird stuff happens.
And I've read someone say like better than Adventure Time, and I'm like, it's its own thing. You know, it's a plus. You know, you should just keep watching all these fun.
Yeah.
Kind of, it's along the same vein of just wacky like craziness, and I'm like really delighted.
Yeah.
I'd heard kind of little bits about it until we finally watched it. It's like the characters are really funny.
Everyone keeps saying Flapjack.
Yeah, we gotta get on that.
There's a bunch of there's like Amazing World of Gumball, The Wonderful Adventures of Flapjack. There's all these like long-winded titles for like all these shows. I'm like, all right, I get you. We'll check them out at some point, maybe. But for now, I found my recent likes. I don't have time for watching them. All right, so next week we'll see if we can get this Google thing.
We can promise we'll be doing Google Plus, but I mean, I don't know what your schedule is like for the week, but next week's my last week of work.
Oh yeah.
So we might be on the Ustream again, but shortly thereafter,
maybe
we should be on Google Plus soon.
I gotta figure out if there's a chat though. There should be.
Yeah.
I think there has to
Most
be.
people do chat on Google Chat. They like come hang out and chat.
I don't think it has to be like you open up a different thing. Master still said there is. All right, so we're gonna figure that out hopefully this week. In the meantime, guys, it's up to you to follow the instructions that our good buddy FlexFox has posted up. Go to the Shanhagen's Facebook page. You want to like?
Complex?
Nah, it's a couple pages about it. You're gonna want to like that page so you can keep track of the Facebook and you'll find out all the latest stuff because we mainly post anything about the show there right now. As we said at the beginning of the show, new website is being developed and there's going to be a lot of. It's basically going to be a hub.
Got an actual professional.
Yeah, we got an actual website guy working on it.
He's actually going to make it look decent.
It's going to be a site, I tell you. Beyond that, any episode you've missed to Shanhagen's Live does gradually eventually show up at the YouTube channel as well. So check out youtube.com/user/Shanhagen's Live or just type Shanhagen's Live or any combination of the above on Google or YouTube and it should come up eventually. And also there's travel episode videos showing up there from now on too. So we go to conventions and we film it and feel like editing it. they will be there. So enjoy that.
Yeah.
The comic, of course, is Silly Kingdom.
It passes the Bechdel test.
Oh yeah, it says it right here. The Bechdel test ain't got nothing on this. So
Or this passes the
flying colors. I was gonna say something horribly offensive.
Yeah, I sent something
I didn't
weird
want
coming.
it.
I was like, what?
Because I could be witty, but I'm not gonna. It's Bechdel test approved. I like that better.
I like
That's the
that.
stealth. Check it out. It's good for everyone. If people hate it, they are cuckoos,
not
bananas.
for
No, it's just
They're
they don't belong
bananas.
on this planet.
Yeah.
Because it's good stuff. Bechdel test approved. It's also $4, the digital edition, which you could like put on your screens.
Keep forever.
Yeah, you could put on.
No paper cuts.
Yeah, none of that. Or if you like paper cuts, you can buy the $10 edition. We'll get signed. Ship it off to you. You have a good time with it. You and your friend.
Yep.
You can read it together.
We jam them full.
Add some
cards
voices.
and
Be good
noodles.
stuff. We also, of course, have Cautionary Tales and Fairy Tales,
Yarg.
which you can get from
CFFT.bigcartel.com.
Big Cartel. You're going to want to get that. It's good stuff.
Good stuff.
Very good stuff.
Lots of great stuff.
Otherwise, follow the Twitters. You got the Katie Shy. You got Shaggy Shan. If you want to be amazingly entertained at random hours of the day, you can go to my Tumblr, Shaggy's Mind Sauce. I recently discovered that TVO has this Arthur, the Aardvark comic making software. And I made about like 6 comics now.
Of course.
Because I can't stop when I get between Disney Create and the Arthur Comic Maker.
What was great though is I'm looking at the time these things are posted. It's like 5 a.m. 6 a.m. They're just getting like weirder.
The comedy and it just gets more spherical.
You also have that really creepy Ratburn icon.
Oh.
Where's Professor Ratburn? But it's you.
Yeah, someone
He's
made
got,
that for
your
me.
hat
I'm Rapper. It's
and
great.
your tie.
So-
We should put that on the Facebook.
Maybe. So check out, correct match yourself. It's Shaggy's Mind Sauce is the Tumblr.
Shaggy's
I
Mind
usually
Sauce.
retumble because I don't tweet videos and stuff anymore because it's always so suspicious. So it's because it's all text. I just tweet updates or opinions. If you go to Shaggy's Mind Sauce, you'll find anything that I found funny or interesting that I normally put on Facebook. But since you're not on my Facebook, you can find it here instead because I don't add anyone to Facebook. I hide away from the world. But definitely, strange videos and any weird crap I decide is visual and entertaining. You'll find that.
Hurrah.
So check that out. Otherwise, Shenanigans Live traditionally was at 7:30 on Wednesdays.
I think
Lately, it's been 9
9
because it shouldn't be though, because it's really late. Unless you guys are rather late. If you're like on a different coast, you're West Coast, and you gotta get out of work, and you don't want to rush. So it's gonna be kind of mixing.
Curious. What do you guys think? Is 9 o'clock too hard for a lot of you?
And it says make it 7:30.
How about 8?
I like it better.
Once
says
I'm freelance,
team,
like.
Depends when I get up.
See,
I'm
the
not
thing is I'm about to be freelance. He's about to be working in a studio.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he is working in a studio, so I guess it's just how.
If we say like 8 o'clock,
8
this
o'clock
happy
is-
medium.
How about 8?
Is that like too late for some and too early for others? Is like this
Yeah.
horrible time, 8 o'clock.
What do you guys think of 8 o'clock?
Well, 8 o'clock Eastern. What's that for you?
Eastern
is the
Standard
question.
Time is -3. It's 5
Talk bitch slaps okay with any time.
LA
Boom.
time. Are our UK friends awake
Who
at
knows?
that time?
Otherwise, every episode is recorded, so check that out.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we'll figure that out. Maybe Google Plus next week.
No promise.
Stay tuned to the Facebook. I cannot emphasize this enough because if I have it posted there, if I have it posted on the Facebook, and you come to me being like, "What is happening?" There's on Facebook. It's easy. What? How would you? Short of coming to your house and telling you, I don't know how else I can tell you. Call you. All right, cool. I'm gonna warm.
I am.
So we will see you guys next week, right?
Whoop.
Next week.
Next week.
Cheers.
Ciao.